Good evening, Australia, and everyone here in person at Fortress Sydney. Welcome to the Sonic State of Origins plus speedrunning competition. My name's Softman25, one of the hosts tonight, and I'm joined by Nace.
Hello. Very excited for tonight. So we've got two teams tonight, Team Sonic and Team Knuckles, representing New South Wales and Queensland alike. We'll go over the teams to start off. Let's start with Team Sonic. There should be a little graphic coming up, maybe. Here we go. So on Team Sonic, we've got 3 pills. 3 pills likes Knuckles, Sonic CD, and crazy speed tech. We've got Worcester. Worcester's favourite game is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And we've got Lacey Stripes. Lacey Stripes likes Big the Cat, Sonic Adventure DX, and City Escape. Team Knuckles, we've got the 8-bit Beast. Favourite hobby, going left so you can so fast you end up going right. We've got Raikou, whose favourite game is Sonic Mania and loves the Sonic Frontiers soundtrack. And finally, we've got Stylenide. Favourite 3D Sonic, Sonic Heroes. Favourite 2D Sonic, Sonic Advance 1. So yeah, those are the people that are representing Team Sonic and Team Knuckles.
Please put your hands together for the teams. And good luck to the both of them tonight. They are playing tonight for the coveted State of Origin trophy. The inaugural, in fact.
Inaugural.
State of Origin plus speedrunning competition trophy, of course. We are also tonight supporting Game on Cancer. You can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com if you are feeling particularly generous. Game on Cancer is a fantastic cause which supports, in particular, early career cancer researchers. We are also representatives of AusSpeedruns. We are an Australian organisation that does multiple marathon-style events and events such as this throughout the year to support the speedrunning community in general in Oceania, as well as a variety of charities. And of course, most importantly, we are here tonight to celebrate the release of Sonic Origins Plus. 16 games, 1, 2, 3 and Knuckles, CD, and 12 Game Gear games, of course, releasing on all your favourite consoles.
It is also Sonic's birthday, so we encourage everyone that's here to grab a cupcake. There's Sonic down there. We've got Sonic in the audience. But yes, we encourage everyone to grab a cupcake and celebrate Sonic's birthday with us.
So we've got the events coming up on screen right now. First is going to be an Amy % race, which is the full game of Sonic 1, racing with Amy. That's going to be Worcester and Raikou battling it out. Event 2 is a Knuckles race of Sonic CD. That's going to be 3 pills from Team Sonic and Stylenide from Team Knuckles. Event 3 is going to be, the Game Gear version of Sonic 1. That's a Green Hill Zone score attack. Worcester v the 8-bit Beast. Event 4 is going to be a bit of versus mode. Everyone's going to be having a bit of a battle in Sonic 2. Up next is going to be Sonic 3 Grand Prix. That'll be the Grand Prix mode, raced by Lacey Stripes and Stylenide. Coming up next is going to be the Sonic 3 Boss Rush Race. That's 3 pills and Raikou battling it out to beat all the bosses together. And finally, we're going to have a relay of the mission mode, which I believe is Sonic Origins exclusive. So I believe we're just about to get underway with the first event. So we'll throw it over to Worcester and Raikou, who will be battling it out in Sonic 1. Amy.
Very excited for this. This is the first time you can play as Amy in these classic Sonic games. So it is very exciting, and yeah, it's a bit of a different vibe for these guys, I think.
I think the banter's beginning early down there, so the fight is on even before the games have started.
So they are. So as you can see, we've got Worcester representing Team Sonic, and we've got Raikou representing Team Knuckles.
Alrighty.
Two veteran speedrunners of Sonic.
Absolutely.
Worcester especially. Someone who's been around speedrunning Sonic for a very long time.
Years and years and years.
So it'll be interesting to see how because they're going to be playing Amy. It's going to be interesting to see how he makes use of the new mechanics, new character. And we're told there are some cool tech that he's found.
That is Amy specific.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, I'm not sure if they're exactly ready. But I believe we are. But I believe we are ready whenever they are.
Looks like they're ready to go.
Excellent. Alrighty.
Very excited to watch this.
Another round of applause, please, and good luck to these competitors who are about to do battle in the arena. So, yep, I think we are ready to go.
Starting off with Green Hill Zone, an absolute classic. Great tunes.
Of course.
We might mention quickly the giveaway that's happening. On
yes.
Yes, so if you go to donate.ausspeedruns.com, you can donate and go in the draw to win either a Team Sonic or a Team Knuckles jersey of your choice, as well as a code for Sonic Origins Plus. So we encourage you to go, donate some money for a great cause, and in the process you could win an amazing prize.
Absolutely. Alrighty. I think they are ready to go, so if we can...
I don't think Wester knows that he doesn't have his headphone on. Here we go. They're going to be starting. Oh, they're counting down. Coordinating with each other. And off we go. Here we go.
Alrighty, so Green Hill Zone to start up. You'll immediately notice the infamous spin dash. So while moving, crouch plus an action button. Different speeds are obviously generated based on how many times the runners will actually press the button. So that can be important in certain zones, certain areas, certain tricks, in order to actually generate the appropriate amount of speed, because obviously you don't want to generate too much speed. And obviously you'll even see, before I've even actually explained what a spin dash is,
First level's already.
It's all done.
That's fantastic. Amy's looking great in the pink, speeding through that level for the first time.
So yeah, Raikou 2 in-game seconds behind, but that is, of course, absolutely nothing. Anything can happen in speedrunning, especially a live race. The average speedrun, of course, is done over a number of attempts, over a number of days, a number of months even, to get the perfect run, whereas this race environment is so volatile.
Anything can go wrong.
Absolutely anything can go wrong, anything can happen.
So yeah, there's definitely some strategies that would be used when you're going for the perfect time that maybe aren't as safe in this kind of environment. As we, and again, talk for a couple seconds and they're already done with Act 2. These guys, you can tell they're veterans.
Absolutely. So we're going to be coming up to the boss of Green Hill Zone already. We're expecting this to take only about 15, maybe 20 minutes. So it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long before the game's just over.
The entire game.
Blink and you will miss it. Raikou, unfortunately, taking an early death there, which may set him back a bit, but as I said, never fear. Anything can happen either way. Taking advantage, of course, of the shortcut there. Bouncing on enemies to preserve speed is, of course, an integral strategy throughout a variety of levels. We're seeing here the first instance of the Tails carry. So specifically, normally Tails as the partner will just do random things, completely random things, but you can't force the movement with a particular input, and this can be particularly useful here to fly above the boss and get a lot of hits in very quickly. And you'll see there, even just despite the early death that Raikou unfortunately suffered, almost completed at the same time. Still neck in neck after Green Hill Zone. Moving on to Marble. So Marble Zone's main feature, as it were, is lava. Both runners, of course, will have to take careful note of, but the fire shield can be very useful. You've got the fire shield, you are immune to lava.
And I believe this is the level where we're going to see some new tech Worcester was showing us. Is it this level? It's this zone?
It's this zone, yeah, I believe it's the next act.
Yes.
In it. So Amy has a particularly new mechanic which can be brought to the fore in Sonic 1. So it's sort of like a drop dash, I believe is the appropriate phrase. You'll notice that every now and then she'll jump and swing the hammer. This actually also has the side effect, as it were, of being able to instantly turn around, which can be very useful in a number of places. We'll particularly be seeing that in a couple of zones' time in a labyrinth. There's a lot of water there, and a lot of speed will be able to be generated and maintained, as it were, throughout those water zones. As we all know, water zones are never not many gamers' favourite area.
No.
And certainly not for a speedrunner.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
Slows you down. Which is not at all what we want to be doing as a speedrunner.
No, absolutely not. Team Sonic taking a small lead here.
So yeah, you can see there, Worcester using the lava to his advantage, just boosting through it, taking the damage, but it's a lot quicker for him to get through.
The damage boost, of course, a tried and true speedrunning strategy, taking damage intentionally to
progress a little bit quicker.
Yeah, usually it's the ability to abuse invincibility frames, the ability to take a hit and then not take damage further. And again, you can see how useful it is.
Worcester's building up a pretty comfortable lead here. Obviously, as we said, anything can change in a game where the characters move so quickly and the players are as experienced as Raikou and Worcester.
Absolutely. And you compare something like this to other games, even other platformers, which have just that slightly slower movement, and everything's a bit more focused, a bit more precise, whereas with Sonic, because you are able to move so quickly, and obviously you want to maintain all that speed in the speedrun, the ability is there to make mistakes very quickly and very catastrophically.
Really? So we can see Raikou towards the end just using Tails to carry himself or carry Amy up those bigger platforms, save a little bit of time.
And Worcester on behalf of Team Sonic will be seeing the boss soon, taking an unfortunate bit of damage there, but collecting some rings just in time for that lava boost.
It's a great start for Team New South Wales, Team Sonic, especially after the disappointment of the real estate loading on Wednesday night. It's nice to see New South Wales on top. So there's that fire going into the lava, but not taking any damage. Is obviously very helpful.
So yeah, most bosses in Sonic 1 are relatively simple once you know the strategy. A lot of the surprise is taken away, of course, when you're a speedrunner, because you're aware of what's happening ahead of time. In a lot of the cases, it is just making the hits, trying to avoid damage, and in some cases, being able to take advantage of certain mechanics, such as in that case, the fire shield. And the fact that because you're immune to fire, almost no damage can be taken throughout this encounter. Fortunate parry there. Losing the fire shield, but no problemo for Raikou, will complete. Moving on to Spring Yard for Worcester, moving very quickly on.
Those springs obviously give you a lot of speed and a lot of height with the ramps. So you'll see quite a few moments where Worcester will be moving and just completely off screen.
Yeah, absolutely. But of course, that also has the opposite effect, where you can potentially hit a spring in the opposite direction of what you want, and that would cause very big problems, potentially. One thing we didn't mention previously is ramps, upslopes and downslopes. Both of them can be used to generate speed and height. Downslopes generally when you jump off them. When going downwards, you'll notice Raikou just did one there. Generates a lot of speed, but conversely, if we're going up a slope with a lot of speed, that'll actually generate quite a bit of height, which can be very useful in a number of places to do whatever needs doing, whether it is speed or height in that particular moment.
Yeah, getting over obstacles, flying straight over bits of the level. Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're definitely going to be seeing a lot of flying over the roofs of levels, particularly later on in other entries throughout this event. Sonic 1 is mostly about speed, momentum, and also conservation of speed.
So about a level behind at the moment. They've both finished their levels, but of course Worcester ahead by one, Team New South Wales.
But of course anything could happen. An untimely fall down a pit for Worcester could mean the change of the lead. So this is anything but over by any means. So we're going to be encountering third boss very soon. Again, with use of the fire shield just expiring there. Raika doing his best to make up time. Complete these levels as fast as possible, of course. Catch up to his Team Sonic rival.
Yeah, so a couple power-ups there for Worcester.
Yeah, the invincibility, of course, being very, very useful in a variety of places. For example, here with the massive number of spike balls. Usually they'd, of course, be slow, careful, precise. You know, dodge them, get the pattern. Nah, forget about all that. We can just go straight through the invincibility. Spike, an unfortunate hit there. But very lucky. No rings left, so any hit would have been fatal. But managing to complete the complete spring yard. Raikou hot on his heels as Worcester moves into Labyrinth. So Labyrinth's sort of main feature, as it were, is once again the water. So we'll be seeing a lot of that hammer swinging going on to attempt to preserve whatever speed is possible.
We'll definitely see a bit of a difference in playstyles as well. We've got Raikou opting to use the support of tails quite a lot to get up, fly up above certain sections of the level, whereas Worcester's more trying to do things on his own.
Absolutely. Speaking of, there's another tails carry from Worcester, again deliberately placed in order to make that carry happen.
See the water really slows down Worcester's momentum in certain areas, especially when jumping and when not spin dashing.
So of course, usually in many Sonic levels, there are a number of paths that can be taken. Generally speaking, with Labyrinth, the route with the least water is usually going to be the better one, usually. Sometimes, of course, depending on what the case is, that may not be the case. But Act 2 for Labyrinth, and Raikou on Team Knuckles about to enter Labyrinth.
Bit of a steady lead being built, but again, as we said, anything can change. Just a very much an experienced Sonic speedrunner though. Someone that's been doing it for a very long time. All sorts of games, a lot of experience. So.
Of course, perfect time to just quickly remind us is, yeah, this is the first time that you can play as Amy in these classic games, in Sonic Origins Plus. So, great way to play a game that you may have played a number of times before in a whole new manner.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, there's some new sort of techniques that can be used. Oh, so getting out of the water just in time would have been costly.
Would have been costly, but does manage to finish Act 2. Moving on to the boss stage. So again, about that one level difference between the two competitors. So we may see shortly the bubble, there it is. The bubble pickup, most pertinently for our purposes, in this run means you can't actually run out of oxygen. So that'll be very useful for moving through these areas without having to worry about picking up stray bubbles throughout these underwater sojourns.
Got to admire Worcester's riskiness going through this without any rings. One hit and that will send him back.
And of course, high risk may lead to high reward. We're about to find out.
You're this far ahead, I guess you can take those risks. Try and push yourself that little bit further.
Opting not to take the checkpoint either, so this could
very risky.
Very potentially set Worcester back by a large amount of time. But it does have the bubble shield, of course, so there is some protection afforded there.
But Raikou in a bit of a precarious spot. There we go, gets out of the water just in time. Had me on the edge of my proverbial seat.
Worcester fighting the boss now. Got to make the way through all the obstacles. Pretty simple stuff for someone of his skill. But of course, does need to avoid making any mistakes. Falling down will be very, very costly. And does not manage to get it.
Very well done. You can see it in his camera. He's having just a casual chat to his teammates, seeing how things are going.
Oozing with confidence right now, moving into Starlight.
But here's Raikou in the same position as before as well. 0 rings, moving through. Going to have to be very careful.
Has to be careful. These risks are, of course, important to take at this time. Bubble Shield offering the necessary protection. Making his way through the underwater area, looking to be with the exact same precision and skill that Worcester did manage to achieve. Starlight, of course, tricky little stage, but lots of speed to be had. Lots of bumpers. And making his way through. So we're at now just 14 minutes through this race.
Might remind everyone that we are today raising money for Game on Cancer, which is a fantastic charity that aims to fund early career cancer researchers working across all areas of cancer research. If you go to donate.ausspeedruns.com and donate towards Game on Cancer, you can actually win one of the beautiful jerseys that these competitors are wearing, as well as a code for Sonic Origins Plus, so you can play the game as well and perhaps take your own knowledge of speedrunning from this event and apply it to your own practices. And we'll see you at a future event like this or on the leaderboards.
Absolutely. I mean, we always say it at AusSpeedruns, anyone can start. All you've got to do is choose to pick up the controller. There's so many resources out there on these games, how to speedrun them. So it really is doable by absolutely anyone. And we definitely encourage, if you are interested, just give it a shot, by all means. And perhaps that may be via winning a code from donating. So both competitors still now in Starlight.
Raikou making up some ground. Finished Act 1.
Here's the Tails carry, just waiting on that for a second, but making it to the boss. Act 3. Needs the carry here to get this done quickly, otherwise it's going to be an absolutely massive amount of time lost. But
yeah, when he was standing still there, he was manipulating Tails' movement so that he'd be in a more advantageous spot for him to get picked up by him. Like you said, get through the boss as quickly as possible.
Excellent. Not a perfect Starlight boss. There's some time potentially for Raikou to catch up. Scrap Brain is what Worcester's moving into now, and after that with the final zone. So we are approaching very quickly the end of this race. Raikou with some time to catch up. Worcester not happy about something. Losing a bit of time there, I think, to Tails, deciding to leave him high and dry. Yeah, there we go.
He's nothing if not animated.
Worcester falling down. Yeah, this isn't sub-ideal, giving Raikou a perfect opportunity potentially to strike back. Needs to make no mistakes at the end of Starlight here, though.
Opting for a safe ring grab there. Could run out of rings as he was going down the hill.
Absolutely. Plus the invincibility should make the remainder here very easy. Worcester finally getting to the end of Scrap Brain 1. Raikou just struggling a little bit with the Tails carry, but getting there in the end, so that should be plenty of hits to be had. Needs to get this done solidly. Look like, there we go. Hits fine there. Perfect, very nice. So, entering Scrap Brain 1, Worcester Scrap Brain 2, still that level ahead approximately.
Worcester taking a hit there. Again,
Don't think that was an intentional hit.
I don't think either were. Again, just opening the door, see? So Worcester's got no rings, so he's going to have to take it a little bit more careful there to get through those spikes. Again, just opening the door to this Queensland team that just does not seem to go away. Very persistent. There's the damage boost. So you can see the difference in speed for Worcester between those two sections. Having invincibility frames to just power through everything.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, entering Scrap Brain 3 now.
But more water.
Absolutely. Water always a continuous hazard to be had. Alright, here we go. Scrap Brain 3. Riker doing his best to make up the time. But we'll probably need some errors here from Worcester to make it up. The pressure is, of course, on, because even though you're ahead, you've still got to deliver.
Absolutely. Well, again, not sure if that was an intentional bit of damage for Worcester. But he is now moving on to the final zone. We'll see if having no rings is a factor at all. Of course, as we said, Worcester is someone that's speedrun these games quite a lot, knows how these bosses work, these boss battles. It's all very second nature.
Absolutely. This is all rather preset. This should be relatively easy to finish out. Unfortunately not getting the hit that he wanted there, so there are some small errors being made, but
it'll take an absolute miracle, I think, at this point. I would not put it past him. There we go, Raikou moving on to the final stage, or the final act of Scrap Brain before the final stage.
Another miss from Worcester, opening the door once again.
As we said, one hit with no rings, one hit. Ah, there we go.
That is the game, and time will be coming up very shortly. And that is the ball game. Team Sonic takes out the first round.
Well done to Team Sonic. Well played by Worcester. Very risky moments in there. The end looked quite dicey, missing all those hits and really opening the door to a potential bit of damage with no rings.
Absolutely.
Send you back to the start, but Worcester very clutch, pulled it out.
Absolutely. As mentioned, you've got to deliver, and he did manage to do so, delivering the crucial first 4 points for Team Sonic. So thank you to Worcester and Raikou for a absolutely nail-biting race. Team Sonic, of course, taking the first 4 points. Very shortly, we are going to be moving on to the second event. 3 Pills and Starlight Eyed will be battling it out in the first 2 zones of Knuckles Sonic CD. This is actually the first time you can play Knuckles in Sonic CD. So there are a lot of new things to see, and we will be enjoying them together with you in the audience.
Knuckles obviously has that glide mechanic, which could open up the door for some new strategies. I definitely saw Dan or Stylenide doing a lot of practice beforehand on this Knuckles stage. So we'll see how 3 Pills can match him. Because Dan coming in very, very experienced and very ready.
Absolutely. The battle can only be decided one way, though, in the arena and in the game. So I believe the runners will be ready very soon, and we'll be able to kick that second event off.
Got the score there. I don't think it's 4-0.
No, it's 4-0.
It's 4-0?
Yeah, event's worth a try.
Of course. Oh, of course.
So the events will be worth 4 points each. The mission mode, if I recollect, is worth 6. So
That could be the decision maker there.
Could be the decider. Anything could happen across these events. There are 7 of them, so hopefully we won't see a tiebreaker. But of course, with 6 leading into that final relay, as we keep saying, anything could happen.
Absolutely.
So, excellent.
So we might just remind everyone of Game on Cancer. We are raising money today for Game on Cancer. You head to donate.ausspeedruns.com. You'll be able to donate towards Game on Cancer, which is funding early career cancer researchers working across all areas of cancer research. And you can win yourself a copy of Sonic Origins Plus, as well as one of the fantastic jerseys that our competitors are wearing. You'll be able to choose between whether you want a Team Sonic Blue New South Wales one or a Team Knuckles Maroon Queensland jersey. I believe our competitors are just about ready to go with the Sonic CD. Well, actually no, 3 Pills is not there.
They'll be back. The thrill of competition will be too enticing.
To leave. Away. But we've got Stylenide representing Team Queensland. Stylenide, of course, a experienced Sonic Heroes speedrunner.
Yes, Heroes. Adventure.
Adventure as well.
In particular in the past.
So more of a 3D Sonic player, but plying his trade here in the 2D environment, the 2D landscape.
And no slaps for the 2Ds either. So
absolutely not.
Will be a fight. Absolutely.
And 3 Pills, someone that has done Sonic Mania, I believe, in the past. So a 2D Sonic weapon. But the question will be, how prepared is he compared to Stylenide?
Absolutely.
I've watched Stylenide practice for a while.
And of course,
really getting into the zone.
Absolutely. And it's a totally new environment as well. With Knuckles, to see with Amy in the Sonic 1, it was new. There was some new tech. But generally speaking, it was relatively the same as the old games. With Knuckles, it's a completely different ball game. So we will see what these runners can pull out for this first exhibition of Sonic CD.
Very exciting.
I'll take this time just quickly to remind, in addition, of course, to Sonic Origins Plus being out today, we are also AusSpeedruns, a organisation running a bunch of marathons, events, and similar, supporting the speedrunning community in Oceania, as well as a number of charities. As Nace put before, Game on Cancer is the charity of the day today, and we are raising money at donate.ausspeedruns.com.
For sure. And while you're watching, if you think that speedrunning might be a go, as we said before, it's open to anyone. Speedrunning, we definitely encourage everyone to get involved in whatever game that you'd like to play, whether it be Sonic or anything else. Definitely get involved and give speedrunning a go.
Yeah. If you want a community of fellow-minded Australians, discord.ausspeedruns.com is the place to be.
Absolutely. Very well.
I believe we're about to cut over to the runners just a moment. So we'll get ready for this next event to kick off.
Here we go. 3 Pills for Team New South Wales, Team Sonic, up against Stylenide for Team Knuckles.
Important event for Team Knuckles. They don't want to fall behind too far. There aren't that many events in the night. There are enough, but you don't want to fall too far behind to force yourself into a no-win situation too early. So the fight's going to be on very, very, very quickly. This is just going to be 2 zones, so it's going to be pretty quick. Blink and you will miss it, I promise that.
But yeah, as we said before, Knuckles, new mechanics. First time you can play as Knuckles in Sonic CD.
Absolutely.
And it opens up so many different options. And off we go.
Excellent. So we're starting off level 1.
Oh. Can't tell if that was a stylish intro from 3 Pills or a mistake. Maybe flexing a little bit.
Oh, got to assume the flex. Got to assume the flex. So the speed shoes is in particular going to be a mechanic that's going to be used throughout these couple of zones. A lot of speed's going to be maintained, and we're going to be able to bounce off a lot of enemies to retain speed. You probably just saw that. All right. That's look at the time. I didn't even see that. They're 0.4 of a second apart from each other.
Absolutely incredible, especially after 3 Pills' little mistake at the start, little foible.
Absolutely. Starline cruising forward, getting the speed shoes immediately. You don't want to run out of the speed shoes on this level. If you run out of the speed shoes on this level, you're going to have a very tough trek back into form. Oh, that's dire.
Not great for New South Wales. So 3 Pills has restarted.
Starline are taking an immediate and massive lead. Remembering, this is only 2 zones. There's not much time to catch up.
So it'll take a bit of a mistake from Starline to really change it over.
And getting through zone 2. You'll notice the time bonus counting down very, very slowly. That is unfortunately a feature of games. A lot of Sonic games are running ILs, individual levels, where that obviously isn't particularly relevant, and a lot of even in-game times are used in real-time, full game runs for Sonic for the exact reason of the time bonus running longer in the context of going faster, which is an obviously ridiculous balance that one has to strike.
I guess it does, in a context like this, it gives you a moment to collect your thoughts, sit back, take a moment.
Pause, relax.
No worries. Wipe the sweat off your hands and get ready for the next stage.
Absolutely. While we were discussing that, the boss for the first zone was just defeated and demolished, moving into collision chaos immediately. Both runners moving into that. You're going to see a couple of key strats here, again with the speed shoes once again being pivotal to the success of a fast run. Little error there may give 3 Pills just a little bit of chance to catch up. Starline going for a particular strategy here.
Yes.
Trying to get a lot of height in order to get where he needs to go.
Looks like he's going for a back up here.
Here we go. This should be fine.
But as you said, it does open the door to 3 Pills, who is just at that stage there. There we go. So 3 Pills is caught up.
We are now
very close behind.
Absolutely neck in neck. Really, so collision chaos is going to be the last zone. Still 3 acts though, so anything can happen.
Yes, this is a very difficult stage. As noted by a few of our runners, chatting to them, this is a very tough stage. So for them to be getting through this as quickly as they can, very impressive.
Yeah, and of course this is where you've seen,
Wow. Big difference in time taken, but wow. They are neck and neck.
So only 2 acts to go here. Both runners will be likely trying to get above the level here. Again, with Knuckles being able to glide, it opens up what could best be described as a world of possibilities. 3 Pills just getting through this breaking of the glass stage slightly slower. Just trying to get out through, getting the speed shoes.
Also has the speed shoes.
Slightly ahead.
Going for slightly different strategies here, which is always fun to see.
There's that above the roof.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Both at the same time as well, but it looks like Starline's got quite the advantage here. Managed to get well over the level, and he has taken a pretty comfortable lead going into the final stage.
Just a boss zone left. Queensland currently in the driver's seat for this event. It's not looking good for Team Sonic, I'm sorry to say.
As a proud New South Welshman, I'm disappointed once again. But this will tie the series perhaps, but we don't need to speak too soon.
Yeah, we may be given the old commentator's curse, perhaps,
Possibly.
to Team Knuckles.
Oh, that is tempting to get through. And there he goes.
So in the boss, this is, of course, a rather unique fight, but looking like he's gonna ace it. And that's the game
Well done.
for Team Knuckles.
Team Knuckles tie the series. 4 apiece now, 4 points each.
Absolutely pivotal event for Starliner to win. I'm sure he's very happy to take that one out.
The pressure as well, especially when he took a pretty solid lead and then fell behind a little bit.
Absolutely.
To reclaim that is fantastic.
So, yeah, good recovery. Of course, in any racing environment, whether speedrunning or real racing, recovery is superbly important. Make sure you finish well and finish ahead of your opponents.
Absolutely. Moving on to event 3 now. We've got Worcester back in the driver's seat, taking on the 8-Bit Beast. And they're going to be facing off in Game Gear Sonic 1. So as we mentioned, there's 12 Game Gear games available in Sonic Origins Plus, and this is one of them. So they'll be doing Green Hill Zone Score Attack.
Yeah, so score attack's a little bit different. Of course, it's score, not time. But the important thing to mention to our audience is that the biggest amount of points in reality that you can get is your time bonus.
Finishing the level as quickly as possible.
So you could call this speedrun adjacent.
Yes, yeah.
So to speak.
So we might see some interesting strategies here. As you can see there, the score. Team Knuckles tying up 4 apiece. And just a reminder that each event is worth 4 points, as I learned. Yes.
So a critical event here for both teams, looking to take the advantage.
Leading into halftime as well. We know that a bit of an advantage going into halftime can be the world of good for your team.
Absolutely, for morale, if nothing else. So the big...
Well, here we go.
All right. We are underway, it looks like. We may be calling this one a false start.
False start.
False start before the starter's gun.
They were just a little bit too eager.
Well, of course, any speedrunner in the heat of battle is looking to get stuck in
Yes.
to their competition, of course. With the tied game, of course, adding that extra level of vigor.
Yes, yes.
So we are going to be
Adrenaline
getting
rolling.
stuck in. Looks like the starter's gun will be fired soon. So the main thing I'll say just quickly before they go, but of course they can absolutely go at their leisure. But I better get this in and preload this explanation. A time bonus perfect is under 20 seconds. So that's going to be important for your viewing pleasure. Anything under 20 is fantastic. Green Hill 1 perfect is 18 seconds. Now this means that obviously there's 2 seconds to spare.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll notice the runners here very quickly. They will be grabbing a couple of rings, a couple of enemies, just trying to get those couple extra points.
Yes, unlike the last event, these two don't actually need to start at the same time because we're not looking for who finishes first, we're looking for who finishes with the most amount of points.
Most amount of points. So 8-Bit Beast finishing in the first event. And it looks like Worcester has made a crucial error. Unfortunately. Beast on behalf of the Maroons finishing this Act 1. Again, this is another situation of the time countdown being somewhat significant.
Still got 200,000 to go.
So another bonus is the signpost that I'll mention while we're here. If you hit it at different speeds, you can get different amount of points. The max is 10,000, but you've got to have a very low speed to get that. So it's very likely we're not going to see that because obviously the runners do need to finish under that 20 seconds because if they don't, they are going to start incurring some point penalties. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to subject you all for a minute to this ticking because we don't have a choice. The game has to count down. This is one of the games where in-game time is used very heavily in real-time runs for the extremely obvious reason that you can all see on screen. 8-Bit Beast making the Act 2 start. Perfect time here is 21 seconds. So 21 seconds is just, they're just going to gun it, try and get that 21. Not getting 21 is going to be a very bad thing for either runner. It's going to be 24. Getting these extra rings to pad the score.
Yeah, to make up for the fact.
Wester almost done with his time bonus count.
And he's done a very good job with it, hasn't he? So see what strategy Worcester employs here as 8-Bit Beast finishes off the level.
So there's that 1,000 point sign bonus.
Again, the water making Sonic move just that bit slower.
So you'll notice that much lower time bonus there for 8-Bit Beast. Green Hill 3 is just a boss fight, essentially. Looks like we've got a bonus stage in here as well. Green Hill 3 being just a boss fight. Essentially just going to be a victory lap for whoever's ahead. It's very unlikely that we are going to see any massive lead changes. Worst with a much bigger time bonus there. So going to...
That will make up the difference, perhaps.
Worcester not getting the bonus stage, which is absolutely no worries at all. Notice there's no timer there, because again, just the boss. So we will be beating the boss, and we will find out who has managed to eke out more points from this pivotal first stage. In Game Gear Sonic 1, of course, as mentioned, the Game Gear games are being included in Sonic Origins Plus, a massive 12 of them. Get your hands on this, Sonic Chaos, and a metric ton of others.
Of course, as we said, new characters being able to be played in some of the classic games. Knuckles in Sonic CD, Amy in Sonic 1. And here we go.
It looks
time to see the final score for 8-Bit Beast.
Worcester managed to get 357 against 340, so it looks like that's going to be a Team Sonic W.
Team Sonic win. Leading into halftime.
Leading into halftime, of course, an absolutely significant advantage psychologically.
Absolutely.
The Team Sonic members are just inside the head of the Team Knuckles members. After the break, we are going to have an incredibly special event, which is going to be a nail-biter. It's going to be Sonic 2 versus mode. All members are going to be in the fight here, so everyone gets a chance to contribute to their team's victory. 8-4, of course, the score, so we're going to see what happens there. Moving into the break now, we're just going to take 15 minutes. We're going to do a small giveaway as well in-house. So for those of you who are seated in the audience, don't go away. Us up here in the booth, which is up and to your right, we're going to come down there and we'll be moving down there momentarily.
test. Hello, oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. How's everyone going? Awesome. Hope everyone's having a great night. We have a bit of a competition at the moment. You can win yourself a beautiful jersey as worn by the members of the speedrunning team. And also, we have copies of Sonic Origins Plus to give away. So, could I get everyone, if you're able, to stand up? This is a trivia, a true or false quiz. So we've got a bunch of Sonic trivia here. If you think it is true, if you think the statement I give is true, can you please put your hands on your head? If you think it is false, hands behind your back. If you get it wrong, you need to sit down, and it will be the last person standing wins their choice of jersey. Second place will get the other one. So we'll see how we go. Let's start us off. Is everyone ready? Fantastic. Okay, our first question. Knuckles is a porcupine. True or false? False. False is hands behind your back. True is hands on your head. All right, has everyone got their answer? The answer is false. So please sit down if your hands are on your head. All right, our next question. Sonic's birthday is the 23rd of June. Hands on your head if that's true. Hands behind your back if that's false. Yes, I would hope everyone got this right. The answer is true. All right. I don't think anyone sat down. All right. Next question. City Escape is the first level of Sonic the Adventure 2. On your head for true. Behind your back for false. The answer is true. Please sit down if you said false. All right. Let's go. Yeah. All right. Our next question. Big the cat has a pet named Toady. True or false? The answer is false. All right, we've got another question. His name's Froggy. All right. Rouge the Bat's first appearance was in Sonic Adventure DX. True or false? On your head for true, behind your back for false. The answer is false. Her first appearance was in Sonic Adventure 2. All right. According to Archie Comics, Sonic's middle name is... How did we... Ogilvy. Sonic's middle name is Ogilvy. True or false? False. His middle name is Maurice. Maurice. All right, what do we got? All right, Sonic Adventure was released for the Dreamcast in 1999. True or false? I'm just asking the question. The answer is false. It was 1998. Who have we still got standing? We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 3. Oh, 4. 4. Oh my goodness. Apologies. Where's the 5th? 1, 2. Oh my goodness. I'm blind. Sorry, everyone. All right. So, if you are in this stage right now and you go down for the next question, please come over here. You will win a Sonic plushie. All right, our next question. In Sonic Heroes, Amy Rose, Cream the Rabbit, and Big the Cat's team name is Team Blossom. True or false? The answer is false. But well done, you've won a Sonic plushie. Well done. All right. True or false, Vector is an alligator? The answer is false. He's a crocodile. All right, that's a Sonic plushie. Sonic plushie. All right, we've got the final 3 here. This is so exciting. Yeah, maybe come stand in front of me here, everyone. Yeah, maybe just come onto the stage. Come onto the stage. Face the audience. Face all the people you beat. Our top 3, everyone. Our top 3. All right. True or false? Sonic's red and white shoes were inspired by the Michael Jackson album Bad. True or false? The answer is true. Unlucky. You have won a Sonic plushie, though. It's coming to you right now. And it's our final 2. Our final 2. True or false? Sonic Adventure DX has 6 playable characters. Oh, that is correct. The answer is not 6, it's 7. Super Sonic is considered a separate character. Well done. Oh, I'm running out of tough questions. What do we got? There are 8 Chaos Emeralds. Well done. We've got some experts in the building tonight. Well done, you both. Okay. Zaz is a member of the Deadly Six that appears in Sonic Forces. True or false? Oh, well done. It is false. I'm running out of questions. I don't think we're going to have any. What do we got? Okay, true or false? Sonic CD was released in 1995. Correct. Second to last? Okay. True or false? There have been 6 Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Oh no, the answer is true. Which means we're going to be decided by a scissors, paper, rock battle. No, just releases, just overall releases. All right. So it's going to be a best of 3. Everyone say it with me. Scissors, paper, rock. Scissors, paper, rock. Oh, scissors, paper, rock. There we go. That's one. Well done. Okay. Congratulations. You have won a jersey of choice. Oh, was it? I said best of 3. All right. Scissors, paper, rock. Scissors, paper, rock. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Scissors, paper, rock. Congratulations, you have won the New South Wales jersey and you get the Queensland one.
Tippy, To be fair, during the Sonic CD thing, Team New South Wales was using the American soundtrack, which is... I'm pretty sure that's a crime under federal Sonic law, so I'm going to have to go with the Queensland jersey.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for playing. Oh, yes, the games as well. Oh, yep. Send them over. All right, guys, we'll be back in just a second with the second half.
Hello there, both audience and in-person online. Welcome back to the Sonic State of Origins Plus speedrunning competition. We just got back from halftime. Team Sonic, just before the break, took an 8-4 lead over Team Queensland. We're about to be going into event 4, but very quickly, I'll just remind everyone we are here tonight to celebrate the release of Sonic Origin Plus and all your favorite consoles. Plenty of games, 16 games, new features.
Yeah, new characters we saw before the break. We saw we saw Amy being used in the original Sonic games, and we saw Knuckles being used in Sonic CD, both of which first appearances in those games.
So an absolute fiesta of Sonic. And we are here to celebrate that in addition to Sonic's birthday. So we are going to very shortly be going into versus mode. So this is going to be featuring all members of Team Sonic and Team Knuckles. Firstly, Lacey Stripes will be taking on Raikou in Emerald Hill. This is in Sonic 2. Worcester will be taking on Starlight Knight in Mystic Cave. Three Pills will be taking on the 8-Bit Beast in the Chemical Plant. It's going to be an absolute rumble. Team Knuckles desperate to tie it back up, moving into the 5th event. Team Sonic, of course, looking to extend the lead.
Absolutely.
And bring it into a match point situation.
Definitely. It's been a very, very close affair, especially in the last two. Very close. There were some points where it looked really close, where people were finishing their levels at the exact same time. So it has been an exciting event, and hopefully the excitement continues.
Absolute nail biters, and I have no doubt that it will be continuing in. So, I'll just take it also. Quick reminder, we are AusSpeedruns. We're running this in conjunction with 5-Star Games tonight. AusSpeedruns is an organisation dedicated to the idea of promoting speedrunning in Oceania, promoting that community as well as raising money for a number of fantastic charities. The charity we're choosing to support tonight is Game on Cancer, fantastic cause, in particular supporting early career cancer researchers. If you are feeling particularly generous, we of course encourage you to donate. I believe 5-Star Games is putting a large donation of their own in support of the cause. We are, of course, here to support such a fantastic cause. And that link is, if you're feeling generous, donate.ausspeedruns.com. That's donate.ausspeedruns.com. I think we are ready with that first Emerald Hill very, very shortly. So we'll be cutting over to those players in just a second. As said, first up, it's Lacey Stripes and Raikou. Emerald Hill is the first stage.
Very exciting. We're seeing versus mode, so we'll see both of them on screen together. On the same screen.
Absolutely.
Just about to move into that. And a quick reminder, I guess, if you donate to Game on Cancer, you can win a prize pack. You can win a copy of Sonic Origins Plus, and you can also win a jersey worn by our fantastic competitors. So here we go, versus mode, and Tails off to a great start.
So there are going to be 5 categories which the game is going to use to determine who wins. That's going to be time, score, rings, total rings. So that's rings as in how many you're carrying, and total rings as in how many you actually got, not including boxes. And then finally, item boxes, how many item boxes you get in total. So there's going to be an eclectic little thing. The game's going to then decide who wins based on that. Time, of course, a big factor here, so being speedy is going to be important.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be doing 1 act for each zone. If we need a tiebreaker, just in case, there is going to be a special stage.
Which may come to that.
Has finished. Now you'll notice there the timer appearing. Knuckles must finish very soon, or else the run essentially, I believe, is basically forfeit.
I believe Knuckles being controlled by Lacey Stripes. Yes, you can tell by reactions down on the stage that is Lacey Stripes controlling Knuckles.
So Team Sonic likely to go into an early deficit here, unfortunately, on this Emerald Hill battle. Unfortunately, we may be seeing a timeout. Trying to get those enemies to buoy the score. A bit of combo, which is not too bad. You'll notice that the Knuckles' score is just that bit higher.
Oh.
Managing to hit the sign just on time.
Just in time.
And it looks like 1P wins, which was Raikou. So that's going to be Team Knuckles taking the 1-0 here. Alrighty, Emerald kill 2.
Oh, both players taking a bit of early damage.
That's not ideal. So that total rings count does not include any that are captured after spill. So taking hits, you can't just like farm that. There's no no special strategy there. Yeah, you lose them, you lose them. A couple of little enemy kills with Tails. Got to buffer that score just a little bit.
So it is, the strategies here are slightly different to if you were just speedrunning, but obviously there's score, there's rings, there's boxes, enemies. So many factors at play here, so it does make for a bit of a different route.
Absolutely. And using those traditional speedrunning strategies is often going to be effective. Usually they're going to lead to you taking no hits. They're going to lead to you being fast, of course. Score is probably the only one that you're going to really lose out on. If you're going as fast as possible, you'll notice that Raikou only got 100 points, which is absolutely nothing, but also managed to take 79 rings.
Which is, yes, very, very strong.
That is an incredibly generous amount of rings. I mean, that's more than any one Tails needs.
Lacy Stripes having some troubles here.
But potentially maybe able to take out the run. Because again, you lose time, that's fine. No worries. There's 4 other categories. So if those can be secured, we may be able to see a win.
There's maybe another timeout here. Or this may be the first timeout. And there it is. Unlucky for Lacy Stripes.
That's going to be...
But she still did win 2 categories. So, as we said, there are, you know, she didn't finish, but still could have potentially won that battle.
Absolutely. And it was, yeah, just a little bit closer than one might have thought there. The time being a bit problematic, of course, but rings, if just collected a lot more rings, could have been a potential comeback there, even considering the timeout.
Yes, definitely.
So given what we just saw, we may see Worcester and Stylenide learning, adapting.
Yeah, definitely.
Make it through. I think Raikou sort of adopted the speedrunner spirit.
He did.
Blasted through, obviously taking a huge advantage in rings score, not taking those hits, very clean. But that alternative strategy of taking one's time perhaps may be effective in this particular instance. So
there we
it is
go.
going to be a Team Knuckles win.
But best of
that's
3.
Not the whole event, of course. There is a best of 3 element here in the versus mode. Worcester and Stylenide about to go into Mystic Cave. There's going to be a reload just very quickly. They're doing that quick little bit of game config just to reset, get them
Choosing their
ready
characters.
to go. And it looks like they are going to be going into
Have some
minute.
difficulties.
I think just... there we go. Beautiful.
Good.
Alrighty. So it's going to be an Amy and Sonic.
Amy the Sonic. So, as we said, Amy, new and playable in these games for the first time. So Worcester really taking advantage of that. Here they go.
So Mystic Cave. Again, we're going to be seeing these 2 acts. Tiebreaker if needed. Now, of course, Dino taking that early lead, so to speak, by snaffling all the rings up. Worcester sort of left to pick up the remains. Doing what he can, but it is a very scrappy little game we're seeing here. Taking the magnet to absolutely dominate the ring count. Worcester, I think, is ahead on item boxes. I've been paying full attention. He's got just one more. Rings is almost certainly going to be a Stylenide on 2 counts, so Worcester absolutely desperate to take some advantage here. To keep Team Sonic in the fight. We may be seeing another tied game after this event, potentially. It's certainly moving in that direction right now, but as we've been saying all night, anything can happen, and it's just as true here as it was in those previous events.
You can sort of see both players playing with each other, you know, they're really, you know, trying to see what each other are doing.
Well, at least that's the time taken by Worcester. Oh, now again, using that strategy we've just found out about, the fact that you can just time out. They didn't seem to take the advantage.
I think we've actually got it round the wrong way. I think it's Worcester playing as Sonic and Style and I playing as Amy.
Oh, why did they switch?
I believe. Yes, it is. That is the way.
Oh.
Making it confusing for all of us. But as Worcester finishes the level, we will see. Wow.
All right.
It was a big Worcester win. A big win for Team New South Wales.
Worcester taking that early lead here. So again, we may see a tiebreaker. Again, a tiebreaker is going to go to a special stage. Who collects the most rings in that special stage?
But it was 4-1.
So we see a stage out there. You'll notice that doesn't preclude one from continuing to compete. This does mean, of course, that the advantage can go to Team Sonic.
You can see the strategy there from Worcester. He's got the invincibility, and he was just running, knocking enemies out.
Yes.
He's really looking for these enemies. I think.
Yeah, that's a huge combo.
Yeah.
So combo works if you can manage to defeat enemies in a chain. So first you get 100, then 200, then 500, then 1,000, and it just keeps repeating on 1,000. I think it's for 15 iterations. We are very unlikely to see that occur. There are just simply not enough enemies in the game. In fact, we saw a 1,000 combo at all. Is actually quite surprising in and of itself. That probably locks up score 100% for Worcester here. So Style and I are going to have to take some, again, alternative categories here. Take the lead.
Speed obviously still up for grabs. And again, the speed isn't everything in this game mode.
Absolutely, it is but one category. We may be seeing a 1-1. 3 pills in the 8-bit beast. The pressure is building. The pressure may be building on them to take on each other in the tiebreaker of versus.
See the difference in score there, the difference in rings. I think this may be New South Wales tying the series. We'll see as Dan comes towards the end of the stage. Have a look, and that is a clean sweep for New South Wales. Or just about clean sweep in game 2, 4-1 in the first. That is pure and utter dominance from Worcester.
Absolute dominance. Versus mode mastery there. Again, a huge mastery of the levels can assist there, because obviously if you collect all the rings, there's none for your opponent to take.
Absolutely, and with speedrunning, you know, often players don't see the whole level. They just speed through sections of it. So for Worcester to have such a great knowledge of all the enemy locations, the item boxes, rings, etc., that really helps him. And you can see the results. 5-0 in the second round.
Absolutely. The results definitely speak for themselves. So 3 pills and the 8-bit beast is going to be on Chemical Plant, and they are going to be in a tiebreaker situation. It's Team Knuckles to take an important and vital tie to the series, as compared Team Sonic attempting to extend their lead. So we're going to see the reset to get that versus mode set up, and then
obviously
getting going.
We've seen all 4 characters used in this. We saw Tails and Knuckles in the first, and then Sonic and Amy. So it'll be interesting to see whoever plays as. Looks like we're going to have 8-bit Beast as Tails and 3 pills as Sonic.
Excellent. I think they're ready to go, so we're going to be cutting over to them just momentarily. And the final versus mode event will begin.
Very exciting. And it gives a different feel to the game as well. You know, we've seen speed run, but now we're seeing definitely a different feel for Sonic and a different way to play.
Absolutely. So we're going to be cutting over right now, and good luck to the both of them.
An absolute banger of a track, Chemical Plant Zone.
I have to agree on that. I feel there are very few people who are going to be disagreeing with that sentiment.
So both players just going for an absolute speed strategy, but early hit for 3 pills.
Again, those 3 item boxes there will be coming in handy for that item box category, of course, very important one. Given that it can be a bit of a phantom, it's a lot harder to tell. You know, it's pretty easy to tell if your opponent's finished first. It's pretty easy to tell if they've got more score than you. The item box, yeah, it's a bit harder to tell. You have to keep very careful track, and I don't think it's really that easy to keep track when you. Yeah. And it's not easy to keep track of the item boxes. Can't really track what your
Rings as well, because
opponent's doing.
any collected by, you know, any collected after you've taken a hit do not count. So, you know, it's not always an accurate reflection of how many rings you've got, at least in the way the game is keeping score.
Like Tails finishing that one off with only 300 points, so there's a very easy opportunity here to take score.
That
I'll be taking it,
looks
and
like
may have the rings.
that should be
That's a clean sweep.
it's a clean sweep for the Ape Beast. Moving on to round 2. It's going to need to be a clean sweep from 3 pills to force the tiebreaker. It's going to need it to be a clean sweep, so...
Absolute nail biter we have here. Does not get much closer than this. And I mean, that's what this sort of competition is all about, isn't it? It's that absolute closeness between the competitors. And yeah, I don't think you're going to see much closer than this.
It's always great when a game that moves so quickly, you know, you've got players so close together. But 3 pills out to an early lead, at least speed-wise. Getting some item boxes. And obviously getting to those item boxes first is very important.
Absolutely. 6 item boxes at the least. It's an absolute tremendous amount. I sincerely doubt that we're going to be seeing more than 6. 7.
Yeah.
And again, knowing where those caches are, it's exactly like you were saying before. The average speedrunner may not know about every single item box location, especially those caches, but you know it, you know, and it's going to lead to massive advantage in events like this.
3 pills just taking his time, but does have quite a lead, at least on the level.
Only 200 points each. That could be a category taken by either player. And only 200 points on the bottom there.
We know that speed's crossed off.
Item boxes
has to be crossed off. Rings is looking pretty good. It's going to all come down to score.
Rings could be a bit closer.
Rings could be close, actually. Oh, some extra rings.
Oh,
Oh,
the Eggman box.
he's got the extra rings. Just needs to not take a hit now. And gets through.
And just the
So that
completion.
should be...
Tied.
Wow.
Oh.
So that will be Team Knuckles taking Chemical Plant Zone.
And the series.
And the series.
That's going to be that for versus mode. That is pivotal. We are moving into event 5 very shortly. There's only a couple left. And we're all tied up.
We're all tied up at 12 apiece.
All tied up at 12 apiece. So, next event, it's going to be the Sonic 3 Grand Prix. Lacy Stripes from Team Sonic is going to be taking on Starlino from Team Knuckles. So the competition mode, the Grand Prix I should say, is back-to-back of all the competition mode stages. They're little short races. You do 5 laps of the same course. But being speedrunners, of course, there's some tricks of the trade that can be played in there.
Absolutely.
And we'll be seeing some of those hopefully in action momentarily. So scores are tied up. This is going to be an extremely important event. We've got the boss rush after this, and then it's the relay finale. So
The boss rush is going to be very, very interesting.
boss rush is going to be... I'm looking forward to the boss rush, but of course we don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
No.
Grand Prix is going to be occurring just momentarily. It's looking like there's a bit of a unskippable cutscene action going on one of the consoles.
Speedrunner's worst nightmare.
Speedrunner's worst nightmare, no question. Now, both runners, I should say, are going to be choosing Tails. You've got a choice of characters. Sonic's got a lot of speed, but no acceleration. Knuckles and Amy are sort of a middle ground. But Tails has a lot of acceleration, but also, of course, can fly. No top speed, but the flying is going to come in very handy for our competitors.
So we're just about to get ready by the looks.
Looking like some just final adjustments going on down on stage. And
Solano needs to take his seat by the looks. In quite a position, ready to go.
Excellent.
But if you're just tuning in, I think the scores need to be updated. It is 12 apiece in our Sonic Origins plus speedrunning competition.
Leading to an absolutely nail-biting final 3 events here. Doesn't get much better than this.
Absolutely not.
All right, kicking off now. So Grand Prix, so starting off with As You Like. Again, this is going to be moving very fast. It's going to be very hard to explain everything. But again, that basic conceit is 5 laps, got to move through, and move through as fast as possible. This is a very basic stage. Got to manage speed. You want to get the bottom path. It's going to be a lot faster. But, again, very basic stage. We're going to get a bit more complex as we move on. You'll notice those ramp jumps coming into effect. We were talking about those earlier. A lot of speed being generated on those ramps. Starting moving a little bit ahead into the second race. There's a key little...
Ooh, that's a great trick.
That is yeah, the flying, again, going to come in quite handy. You want to trigger some path swapping. So path swap is essentially exactly like it says on the tin. They swap their paths about. But there are some dangerous paths that you want to take. And that's going to lead to speed. Very close.
Oh, very close.
Both.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is an absolute
Both finished at the exact same time.
So we got 3 races to go.
Neck and neck.
So
AC Stripe's closing the gap.
Chrome Gadget, there's this platform they're going down on. The trick is going to be you want to get off that platform because it's very slow. Absolutely slow. You got to manage that spin dash speed again. It's like we were talking about before. Different amounts of spin dash revs leads to different speed. You don't want to hit the wrong path. You don't want to hit the bottom of the platform. You're just going to lose a life.
AC Stripe's having some trouble getting up here.
It's a tough course. It's a tough course.
There's a lot of those bounces, a lot of those springs that will send you flying.
Yeah, nice flying to take the speed. Easy to fall off. We're seeing, again, just starting lap 4 for both of them.
It's neck and neck again.
Absolutely neck and neck here, moving into lap 4. Lap 5 now, getting off that platform quickly. It's looking like Starn's going to have a small advantage.
Oh, no, he's not.
No.
Oh, AC Stripes takes the win. New South Wales.
It's about a second apart, moving into Desert Palace. There's momentum, it's speed, that's it. But new trick discovered today. There's a little path swapper skip. If we can jump out of the loop in a specific manner, there we go, yes. You jump out of the loop, fly a bit, get out of it. It's going to be a lot of advantage for Starline. It looks like he's managed to...
I think it might have been Starline who found it.
I think so, actually, yeah. So he's going to have that little mastery advantage there, getting it just that little bit cleaner. Just that little bit cleaner. Moving to lap 5 before Lacey even finished lap 4. You'll notice there that jump over the loop. Finishing that
there he goes.
is a small advantage there. A good few seconds moving into the final. This is the most...
Lacey's missed it.
That's unfortunate. This is the most technical level, though. Anything could happen on this final race. Acceleration proves very handy. Tails is obviously a good choice for that. 2 of the laps, 2 and 5, we're going to see, again, another skip of the path swapper. They're going to try and get above the roof. Paths 2 and 5 the most. There it is. Above. Oh, not making it, I don't think. So we're seeing lap 3. Still very close. Anything could happen. We're seeing 3. There's the path swapper. Both on lap 3. Hitting the rocks. Oh, here's the path swapper star. Just a lap ahead.
Looks like Lacey missed it.
Both on 4. Starlight on 5. Hitting those rocks. It's looking like game over. Starline's going to have to make a mistake, but probably will not. The mastery is high. The clutch is real. And that's the game for Team Knuckles. The Sonic 3 Grand Prix going to Team Knuckles. They're calling it a tie, but I'm not believing that. Because that's, it's against the B player. That's just against the computer. Forget that. So that's Team Knuckles going on to a 12-16 lead.
They should be up 16.
Team Knuckles on 16. And taking a 4-point lead, moving into the penultimate
final 2.
event. Now, that was a fantastic race. I love that sort of thing.
That was amazing. The point where they both caught up at the same time. You know, Lacey was behind a lap and managed to pull ahead. Absolute neck and neck stuff. That was incredible.
I got a feeling this next event we're going to see something very, very similar. 3 Pills and Raikou are getting set up. Team Sonic, important event.
Very important.
Very important event. Got to tie this up. If they don't,
It's all over.
it's all over. We're also going to be
Playing for pride at that point.
just playing for pride. I mean, pride's important.
Oh, tell that to New South Wales fans in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but the Shield is more important. We are, of course, playing for the lovely Sonic State of Origins Plus speedrunning competition Shield, the inaugural. It's empty. They
Who's
both
gonna
want
fill
their
it up?
team. Exactly. They
Who's
both want
gonna
their
fill
names
it
on
up?
it. So, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, it's going to be a boss rush. It's a set mode. We are expecting this to be hotly contested. The runners' PBs, the runners' personal bests, are 20 seconds apart in game time. That's nothing.
And there's obviously the added potential problem of if you were to die in the boss rush, you're going all the way back to the start.
Yes, so
All of your progress.
there could be a TKO here,
Yes, there could be.
as it were. The other information we have is that the final boss is very tricky to optimize. So even if one player goes in a little bit behind,
Could be
definitely
time.
definitely catch up there. All right, so it looks like they are just about ready. We'll be cutting over momentarily. Alrighty, 3 pills and Knuckles in the boss rush. It's the first boss, Egg Scorcher. So again, this is just the standard bosses. The main key that you'll note though, neither of them have rings, neither of them can get rings. So it's one hit, and that's it.
You can see there 3 pills had to restart early in order to get that strategy. Otherwise it would have taken far too long.
So Team Knuckles, there's
Oh,
one.
there's a death.
Team Knuckles taking an early lead and then immediately losing it, unfortunately. So again, and this is what we mean, it's hotly contested. Sonic taking that small advantage, the Egg Vortex gone, Egg Drillster is next. All suboptimal there, affording 3 pills the advantage to extend that lead. Drillster's not that hard, very, very simple, just want to make sure you don't make a mistake. It looks like none has been made yet. There's the clear as Raikou starts, but again, it's the same strat, it's the same fast strat. Anything could happen. Mistake could be fatal for either. It's the Gravitron for 3 pills. And that's an easy, easy clear. Raikou just about to start the Gravitron.
Whereas we've got 3 pills on the Froster.
Relatively simple. We're able to get to that right of the screen. You'll notice that strat coming up a lot. Right of the screen, out of the hitbox, and just pummeling the boss. Gravitron almost down. Again, the Frost is super quick, so that's the fact that 3 pills is ahead of boss, not as bad as it looks. There's an important hit. A couple of rings being granted there. I actually wasn't aware of that. A few rings of
There are a couple levels, or a couple of these bosses that have rings and a couple that don't. So
very lucky. So 3 pills is on the 3-parter, the Egg Cannon, the Rocket, and Big Arms, which is one of the longer bosses out of the 11.
there we go, just spin dashing right above him. Ooh, almost went off the stage there.
And those 3 hits, same strategy by Raikou that the 3 pills used, same fantastic execution. 3 pills just about finishing the Rocket, moving on to Big Arms. Raikou just starting the Rocket again. Very, very close. Again, we'll remember that final boss being absolutely key and absolutely difficult. Could go either way. Okay, there goes Big Arms.
Ooh,
Fortunate hit, but manages to salvage a ring. That's okay. Both runners having a ring spare, so a little bit of buffer room.
yeah, you've got that buffer.
The off-screen hit. Yeah, and that's where that knowledge comes in, the memorization.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is not one that you want to be.
No, manages to get the ring back. That's okay.
This is not one where you want to be dying with the amount of time that Eggman spends off screen. You're not able to do anything. You're sort of stuck. So
Absolutely. There's the clear for 3 pills. That's important. That was looking a bit sketchy, but manages to pull it back together.
Raikou has a chance to catch up there.
Absolutely.
And Raikou, yeah, there we go.
Much
Raikou
closer
coming
now.
back.
Much closer. The Egg Scrambler. Once again, we are back to the somewhat simpler bosses. The Cannon, Rocket, and Big Arms, just from the fact I have to say 3 words.
Yes.
Definitely the more complicated one.
It's just scrambling. and then hang. It's a lot easier for us to remember.
Both on the hanger. Unfortunately, small bit of auto scroller going on here, so the runners can do nothing but wait. Wait as their competition gets further ahead or further behind.
Very painful. The auto scroller, very painful. Nothing you can do to change how long it takes. You're just stuck.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing another auto scroller momentarily as well in 2 bosses' time for both. Hanger's finally here.
Ooh.
This one gives rings though, so a bit of safety afforded there.
Ooh, another hit for 3 points.
And you recover the ring though. As long as you got one, you're fine. That's it. The hanger's down. Hanger should be down in one more cycle for Raikou as well. There it is. The Golem is up next.
Raikou really making some progress here. Couple of small mistakes from 3 pills.
Couple of small optimizations from Raikou.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolute nails.
Ooh, Raikou taking a hit. Both taking a hit.
Yeah, you want to play aggressive on the Golem. You just want to play for the opening. That's unfortunate. Losing the ring, losing the safety. Has to play. Raikou has to play a lot safer. A lot safer. Now, Egg Inferno. This one's very auto-scrollery, so 3 pills. And Raikou momentarily are going to have to just be sitting still. Again, still can't be complacent. You still have to do something.
No, you still have to make sure you get it right. You know?
Yeah, you still have to.
And if you were to make a mistake here, you're going all the way back to the start. You seem through the auto scroller again. So
Yeah, if we see a loss of life here, that's going to be the game.
it could very well be the game. So just have to make sure there's no mistake here for 3 pills.
Yeah, we'll see these platforms going right. Just have to jump. Harder than it looks, though, because again, yeah, very floaty game, Sonic, overall. So don't want to make too many mistakes.
You have to be very precise.
No mistakes from these expert runners.
And obviously, you don't want to be hitting those spike balls coming down, as well as avoiding the lava. And yeah, you can see. Very, very long and arduous boss battle. This one.
It's, without a doubt, the longest individual.
It gives some nice symmetry between the 2 screens. Looked really nice when they were both coming in as well.
So Raikou, as we can see by the timer, about 10-15 seconds behind.
Yeah.
So that final boss, Eggman Robo, going to be extremely important.
Very crucial.
The question on all our minds is, will 3 pills clutch the win, or will Raikou snatch victory from the jaws of defeat?
Raikou should be moving on in just a second. There he goes.
The move on. Okay, the Robo finally appearing. 3 pills waiting anxiously to finally start dealing damage. Needs to get a move on.
As you can see, the way that you bounce between, it is tough to optimize and tough to sort of know what you're going to be damaging.
Also relevant.
Oh, Raikou is...
No.
Right. Don't give up yet, Raikou. It looks like Raikou has given up.
It's looking like Team Sonic victory to even things out. An unfortunate death there. Just terribly unfortunate timing. But again, had to take those big risks to get ahead.
I'm back for
It
sure.
was definitely the correct move to be risky, 100%. Definitely the best chance of victory, but it's looking like 3 pills and Team Sonic are going to take the event and tie up the game.
Score, which is exactly what we wanted.
That's actually exactly what we wanted.
Exactly what we wanted, to go into Event 7 ready for a showdown, ready for a tiebreaker.
I mean,
The decider.
does it get better than this? Like,
Absolutely.
does it get better than this when it comes down to these 2 teams perfectly poised against each other for the final event?
Final event.
So, final event is going to be Sonic 1's mission mode. It's going to be a relay. And we have about 15 minutes left in this event. They're about 13 to be precise right now. They're going to be going through that mission mode, and whoever gets the furthest through wins. Now, it's a relay, though. They've got to be passing that control. They can't just be hogging it, so it's going to be all members managing to put their mark on their team's success or otherwise.
There needs to be some coordination there.
Absolutely.
Sense of passing the controller, you know. Relay racers spend hours just learning to pass the baton between each other. So this could there could be some time lost just by passing the controller or moving into position. We know that people like sitting, you know, playing their game in a certain way. They like to be a certain amount of distance from their screen. So, you know, getting adjusted like that, getting the controller in your hands, wiping the other person's sweat off, could really prove a deciding factor.
Absolutely. So there are 15 missions. Will we see them all? Look, probably not. But again, the key is going to be who gets the furthest. If there is a tiebreaker, the decider factor will be whoever completed the previous mission first.
Okay.
Whoever spent the the longest amount of time on that current mission.
Yep.
So it's looking like both teams are getting underway very soon.
It's been a fantastic event so far. Thank you everyone for watching online and coming in person. And just a quick reminder that we are raising money for a great cause, Game on Cancer. If you go to donate.ausspeedruns.com, you can donate to Game on Cancer and support early career cancer researchers working across all areas of cancer research. And you can win a prize in the meantime. If you donate, you can go into the draw to win one of the beautiful jerseys that our players, our competitors are wearing. And you can also win a copy of Sonic Origins Plus, so you can play the game as well and perhaps pick up some speedrunning tricks.
Absolutely. We'll take the opportunity as well to just quickly thank 5 Star Games for working with us to put this fantastic event together. Of course, Fortress Sydney. Big round of applause for Fortress Sydney, who have put on a fantastic job. Of course, everything you see here. And also, again, to 5 Star Games, just very quickly, for putting in a very, very generous donation. So if you could put your hands together, please, for them. Very generous donation to Game on Cancer. Again, fantastic cause. Cannot say that enough.
Absolutely.
And of course, as said, if you're feeling generous yourself, that link, donate.ausspeedruns.com. Alrighty, so we're looking like they're just getting into that. We're just getting that.
Yeah, sorting out the mission mode now.
Final bit of mission mode. Getting that all set up, because obviously they do want to be prepared. It's a relay. They don't want to find in the middle of the relay that they're going to be stymied progress.
Yes, exactly.
Certainly not, certainly.
Very important that everything is in order. And it looks like we've got Team New South Wales sitting down, getting ready.
Looks like they might be prepping some...
yeah, I think maybe positions. Maybe, they might be prepping their seat positions so that they're ready to switch as quickly as possible.
I've never seen such optimization in my life.
No,
This is to the microsecond. They don't
look at them. And you've actually got, for those who are here, you can have a look and you see Stylenite actually walking over, trying to take some tips from them or see what they're up to. Listening into the team huddle.
Careful negotiations to ensure their team comes out on top.
Absolutely. Yeah, there he is there.
There
he is there, walking back. He's gotten his intel and he's bringing it back to Team Knuckles. Look at them chat in the huddle.
Absolutely. And with a tied game and so much on the line, the coveted place on the Sonic State of Origins plus speedrunning competition shield. Yeah, of course, we can see right here. Inaugural, absolutely. I mean, you want to be first.
You want to be the first to put your names on that. For generations to come, people to look back and, who won the first ever?
Exactly.
Let's have a look.
I mean, you can win the second, you can win the third, you can win the fourth, but you still can't say, we won the first.
We won the first ever.
Absolutely.
It looks like we're getting just about ready to go. It'll be very interesting to see the order that they go in as well. There's no designated order. They can start however they want. So, who do you start first? Do you start on a comfortable, comfortable level? Perhaps you put your strongest players first. And it looks like we're underway. Here they go.
Alrighty. So it looks like it's worked. The captains facing off against each other in this first one. Caterpillar Swarm. Defeat 5 enemies in the stage. Very simple first. And that was done before you even started.
Then they're passing on. On the controller. So now we've got Lacy Stripes.
So I do believe this was a planned setup between the teams.
Yes.
They did make sure that they knew what missions they were doing and practice accordingly. So Twinkle Toes, they got to reach the end of the stage, but there's these extra hazards. You see all these moving blocks. Makes it a lot tough, slows you down. You don't want to miss cycles. Cycles are very important concept here. You don't want to miss any cycles, or lest you lose huge amounts of time. Team Sonic just edging ahead right now. But anything can happen. These moving blocks, of course, also acting as crushers. You don't want to fail.
You do not want to be dying here.
You'll note how long this mission does take.
Oh, and that's a bit of a mistake there from Lacey.
That's not going to look good on the report card.
No, not at all.
The coach will be unhappy with this performance. But, of course, there's still plenty of time to bring it back. There's still not that much in it. Team Knuckles taking that very small advantage. Plenty in it left for both teams.
See, oh no, Lacey again. Fallen at the last hurdle. And that's giving the 8-Bit Beast a chance to absolutely take a huge lead.
So,
Team Knuckles.
Ring rush. What 8-Bit Beast is on. Need to get 100 rings and then beat the stage. Can't do it without 100, but there's always invincibility blocks, so it's very key. You'll notice he was able to block a lot of damage from that lava. Again, got to get these rings though.
Yeah.
Can't be missing out on it. Again, another invincibility block, just perfect. 3 pills now starting the ring rush. Team Knuckles just that slight bit ahead. Bit slow though, getting up on this platform you'll see up here. Unfortunately, 3 pills has to wait as well. So Team Knuckles is going to be ahead. We've got 7 minutes left in this relay, so we've still got plenty of time for some fantastic.
Oh no, that is not good for 3 pills at all. He's going to have to restart.
Got to restart. Team Knuckles moving on to the ring challenge. Got to get 50 rings underwater. Fortunately, the stage just ends immediately. You don't have to do anything else, thank goodness, because we all know what our opinions on water stages are in levels. There it is. There's the 50. Very quick mission. Next mission for Team Knuckles is going to be Sonic Spin Dash Attack. Got to defeat 10 enemies with the Spin Dash or the roll, then beat the stage. 3 pills still getting stuck. This horrible cycle, unfortunately, that both teams got hit by that crusher, needing to move up it. Invincibility there going to be very important to make sure that what happened previously doesn't happen again. 85 rings, that should be enough to just blast through to the end of the level now. And that'll be that, so we're getting that done. Quick level here, the 50 rings underwater, so should be able to bring it back. Starlight now still in this spin dash attack, moving through those rolls very quickly, defeating plenty of enemies. 13 out of 10, just needs to beat the stage. Which has been done. Aerial attack is up next. We're defeating 15 enemies while gliding. Knuckles, of course, being the person who can glide. Unfortunate miss there. That's maybe costly, but plenty of enemies, of course, around the stage to be able to complete the challenge. Wouldn't be much of a challenge if there weren't many enemies. Sonic Spin Dash attack coming up now for Lacey. Again, need to just defeat those 10 and then finish the level. As we saw when Starlight and I did it, you can definitely get too many enemies. So the fact that Lacey's missed a couple here, probably not a big problem. 8-Bit Beast completing that there, Raikou tagging back in for Mercy, which is reaching the goal. Don't defeat enemies, but also don't get hit by them. So, got to avoid them entirely, which is a bit trickier than it sounds. Usually you're just going to defeat one or two that are in your way. That's the traditional speedrunning strategy. Get an invincibility block, whatever. Just knock them out of the way. Can't do that here.
But there we go, finishing.
There it is,
well,
very quick.
Well played.
A Neutron Swarm coming up next, defeating 10 enemies, reach the end of the stage. Another very simple goal for Starlight. Lacey getting in here with the Spin Dash attack. Spin Dash is a bit tricky, but there's plenty of enemies to use. Using that nice bounce, you see that combo going on there. Perfect. Lacey got the required amount of defeats, getting that stage done. Couple behind, but plenty left in it. There's a couple of stages left here. 8-Bit Beast on the 0 ring challenge. Unsurprisingly, it's a challenge where you have 0 rings. Who would have guessed it? So again, bit tough. Death here could be costly for Team Knuckles. Could let Team Sonic back in the game. Again, getting those gliding kills. 3 pills getting them excellently. Hits not too problematic. Just need those gliding kills. Excellent, and that's nice. Another nice 0 ring challenge there.
Really a big lead.
The captain getting back in here. Captain getting back in for a swinging good time. It's a small stage, but it's mirrored. You'll notice he's moving to the left. It's a bit weird. Team Sonic completing aerial attack. Mercy's up next. We saw it before being very, very quickly done. Worcester moving through it with absolute alacrity and just pretending those enemies don't exist.
If New South Wales are going to come back, it's going to need some more gameplay like that.
Absolutely. Mercy's all done, and so's a swing in good time. It's time for the type my thing. It's Thorny Challenge. It's a Marble Zone act. A little bit harder though. There's a lot more hazards around the joint. Seeing one right there. Early example of one.
Oh,
Unfortunate. Team Sonic.
Stylinite.
Neutron Swarm. Unfortunate death there, but again, this is exactly what, to a certain degree, it's what we want to see. We want to see a nail-biting finish.
We do. It was. There we go. Lacey defeating some of these enemies.
So unfortunate.
Oh, another for Stylinite.
It's
Lacey's going to start again.
It's a tricky little stage here. Thorny Challenge. There is. Absolutely. We got 2 minutes left on the clock. Team Knuckles currently well ahead. Team Sonic's have to just make some ground right now. Team Knuckles is a little bit stymied at the moment, but it has to continue. Team Sonic's have to make some absolute pace. There it is.
Serious inroads. Oh.
Massive inroads onto the Zero Ring Challenge. You're going to have to rely on Team Knuckles making mistakes.
Oh.
There is one, but absolutely solely recovers it. Fantastic. Got to watch out for this spike moving up. We're focusing on Team Knuckles right now in the driver's seat to win this challenge. That's probably going to be...
That should seal the deal.
That's going to be locked. We've got about 70, 80 seconds left, and that's probably going to seal the deal. There's just not enough time for Team Sonic to come back. Team Knuckles, of course, just pushing on. Continuing with duck and dive. It's a marble zone, but you saw there's a lot more falling blocks around. Swinging good time coming up, but that's 3 back, and it's going to be problematic. We're at 7:56. That's 1 minute remaining. Team Sonic, in theory, we could see a comeback, but it's going to have to require speed. We're up to Thorny Challenge. It's going to have to be a first go.
Has to be straight away.
Has to be absolutely straight away. But they're also going to need to win duck and dive. So I don't know about this one.
Just don't think there's enough time for them, unfortunately.
There's one mission in it. The tiebreaker will currently go to Team Knuckles if Worst can absolutely ace this, but it's going to be duck and dive. That's going to lock it up for Team Knuckles. It's looking like we can declare a winner tonight.
Declare a winner.
It is Team Knuckles led by Raikou, followed in with his compatriots, Stylinite and the 8-Bit Beast, taking many more missions.
And taking out the inaugural Sonic State of Origins Speedrunning Competition Shield.
And that's time.
Commiserations to Team New South Wales, Team Sonic, but Team Knuckles are your Sonic State of Origins Speedrunning Competition champions. And you can tell they're just absolute professionals. Still playing.
Too focused.
No time to celebrate. No time to celebrate. Raikou wants to complete
Simply
the boss. There he goes.
There we go.
The victory lap.
The victory lap. Got to take the victory lap.
The extra dunk. But congratulations to Team Queensland for taking out State of Origin Shield.
Absolutely. Big round of applause.
Massive round of applause. Commiserations from both sides, which is what you love to see.
I mean, I've got to say it. What a competition. I think both sides were ahead numerous times. We went to tiebreakers numerous times.
Absolutely.
And it all came down to the final event.
It was a nail-biting finish. It was a nail-biting start. Then it was nail-biting the whole time.
You probably haven't even seen actual sporting games that were that close.
No.
Not in a while, at least.
Not if you're watching the other State of Origin.
No. Not in a couple of years.
Yes, but congratulations again to Queensland. Team Knuckles for taking out the shield. I'm sure that will be presented to them soon and their names etched forever in the annals of Sonic speedrunning.
All right. Actually, hang on. I'll run it down. Hang on. Hold the fort.
I'll hold down the fort. Once again, I want to just remind everyone that we are raising money for a fantastic cause tonight, Game on Cancer, which is a fantastic charity that is funding early career cancer researchers working across all areas of cancer research. If you'd like to donate, please go to donate.ausspeedruns.com, where you can put your money towards this great cause. We've got Softman sprinting down the stairs currently. We'll see him in just a second. There he is. And we've also got Sonic coming up onto stage as well. But absolute royalty. There we go. The shield is lifted. Team Knuckles are your champions. Yeah. That's what we love to see. Oh, yes. Bring up there. Yes. Commiserations. Thank you, Sonic. And happy birthday. Maybe we should all sing happy birthday.